Major Pettigrew's Last Stand is a 2010 novel by English writer Helen Simonson. Set in the rural village of Edgecombe St. It follows the widowed Major Ernest Pettigrew, a retired officer whose quiet routine is disrupted by the death of his brother. In the wake of this loss, Pettigrew befriends Mrs. Jasmina Ali, a Pakistani shopkeeper, and soon finds himself caught up in marriage intrigues while also disputing the terms of his brother's will. The story explores themes of national identity, race, prejudice, cultural difference, and the institution of marriage. The novel opens on the morning Pettigrew's brother dies. Having also lost his wife not long before, Pettigrew, now nearing 70, is unmoored. Mrs. Ali, whom he has known only as the woman behind the counter in her shop, unexpectedly visits to offer comfort and tea. She even drives him to his brother's funeral. Pettigrew is irritated when his son Roger arrives late, and the service quickly becomes overshadowed by speculation about the fate of an heirloom pair of antique guns belonging to the Pettigrew family. One gun is already in Pettigrew's possession, but his brother's will fails to stipulate the other's fate, passing ownership to his widow. Pettigrew hopes to reunite the pair and preserve them, but Roger is intent on selling for profit. Though he pretends to help his sister-in-law by showing the weapons to a wealthy American, Pettigrew secretly plots to keep them for himself. Meanwhile, Daisy, the Vicar's wife, pressures Pettigrew into helping plan a community dance, an evening at the Mughal court. He agrees and turns to Mrs. Ali for cultural guidance, though he gradually realizes that conflating Indian and Pakistani heritage is itself misguided. Mrs. Ali invites along a friend whose niece, Amina, has a child with Mrs. Ali's nephew, Abdul Wahid. Pettigrew is drawn into family pressures to see them married. When Abdul Wahid refuses to live with Amina before marriage, Pettigrew takes him in, provoking Roger's outrage at his father for housing a Muslim. Roger's own romantic life is unraveling, and his American girlfriend Sandy ends things at Christmas, recognizing his selfishness and obsession with appearances. The community dance turns into a caricature of Indian culture, with Pakistani villagers even pretending to be Indian. Mrs. Ali's friend's father publicly condemns the spectacle, while Pettigrew fails to defend Mrs. Ali against Daisy's racism. Disillusioned, Mrs. Ali offers her shop as a dowry for Abdul Wahid's marriage prospects and leaves Edgecombe St. to live with her in-laws. Heartbroken, Pettigrew seeks comfort with his friend Grace and impulsively proposes marriage, only to be gently refused for lack of passion. Grace instead helps him find Mrs. Ali's new home. There he discovers she had written him many letters intercepted by her domineering brother-in-law. Reunited, they escape to a secluded cabin, consummate their relationship, and return together for Amina and Abdul Wahid's wedding. At the wedding, violence erupts when an elderly relative stabs Amina with a knitting needle. Distraught, Abdul Wahid flees with the woman to the cliffs, intent on ending his life. Pettigrew pursues them, bringing one of the heirloom guns. He subdues the old woman and confronts Abdul Wahid, urging him to choose life. In a desperate gesture, he presses the gun into the young man's hands, telling him to either shoot him or live on. Abdul Wahid drops the weapon, which discharges and wounds Pettigrew, sending him over the edge of the cliff. Abdul Wahid rescues him, and Pettigrew survives after a hospital stay. Ultimately, Abdul Wahid and Amina decide against marriage. She dreams of being a dancer, not a shopkeeper's wife, though they agree to raise their child together nearby. In the end, Pettigrew recovers fully. He asks Mrs. Ali to marry him, and she accepts. Major Pettigrew's Last Stand closes with the affirmation that compassion and empathy can counter racism and greed, and that family bonds, though reshaped, can endure and nurture across cultural divides. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.